ban and get ready for the next match, which coming up, which is JGX versus 228 Wild One. Now, hopefully the map ban updates properly. Yeah. Oh, yes, it does. Good, good, good. That's excellent. That is good news, actually. Very good news.
All right, so we got Kraz in here. Oh yeah, I need to click onto the new ban link so I can actually see what the status is here. So
Yes, yeah. So it'll probably take a minute or two, and then we'll get into it. I would think once the bands start up.
yep. So now we got Wild Ones against JGX.
Yep.
I do not think that 228 Wild Ones are going to try and play the sort of arranged game they did on Canyon, not against JGX.
I don't think we're going to see any brawl rushing.
You're cracked on my yeah, I don't know. I think it's still on the table if you're 228 because I mean, yeah, brawl rushing is an extreme like gambly strategy, but if you're fighting an uphill battle, you know, we've seen JGX drop games of that before. I mean, they went well, I mean, last year in 2020, they were what 100-0 in the comp queue, and this year they were what were they like 90 something? I forget how many they got, 70 plus and one, and I believe the only match they dropped was to RJF, rushing them. So and I can confirm it. I mean, you know it from playing on Div A teams. It doesn't matter how good you guys are. If you make a slip up and you just get bum rushed, you can just lose.
Yeah, no, you can't.
So.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It just there are some things you can't stop or come back from. And definitely, wholeheartedly
So.
agree. Something like that can happen. Then you're like, then what?
Wow. Okay, so this is interesting though. JGX has gone for a polar ban right off the bat, and Wild One's wasting no time to just take HVG out of that pool. JGX picking Canyon, Wild One's taking Tourmaline, and then mining's gonna be the cider. This is almost completely backwards from what I would have predicted, honestly. I'm surprised that JGX are going for Canyon and Wild Ones are going for Tourmaline. Considering that I would think those would favor the strategies of the other guys.
The opposites, yeah.
People wasting no time here in the picks. So Wild Ones is going to be Team 2 on Canyon, so that's top side. JGX thinking a little bit on Tourmaline.
Same Team 1 JGX.
Opting for Team 1. Okay, that's more what I expect. And we'll see who gets the pick for mining. So that's gonna be random.
Complete opposite of last time. All Team 1. I don't have to do anything again. Yay!
Yeah, went to Wild Ones and they picked Team 2 again.
That makes my life easy.
So more standard picks of what I expect there, as far as which sides have the advantage on these maps. That I would say canonically have the advantage. Taking a look here at Canyon again. Wild Ones be coming from Team 2. I mean, that's exactly where they played before. They might just stick with the same thing they do. I expect from JGX to see some sort of, mech back in the Echo 5 Hill, something pushed up on that Epsilon Ridge, something in the old radio tower, and then probably some sort of 4-man light pack rushing on the left side. I think maybe they'll stack their last mech over here in the Epsilon Ridge line. But, I mean, JGX's wheelhouse has been over the past few years to have, their sort of slow-moving pack of assaults with maybe like a Vapor Eagle or something, Pop-Tart, and then a 4-man wolf pack that just stays together and absolutely wreaks havoc. That is what they are good at. I imagine that's the way they're going to stick with here, where you're going to see two like units of their team, and the light pack is going to push up and be aggressive. And when they start forcing Wild Ones into a corner, then the assaults are going to move up and apply pressure, and you're going to get this really brutal fork.
Sorry, I had not flicked over to the map shot. I was reading, just catching up on the tickets. I was reading the tickets, just catching up on all the comp tickets for this today. Whoopsie.
Nah, I mean, I was really just describing it. Basically, the
we're
blue
good now,
that I
though.
dropped here's where I think JGX is
going to...
I think they were going to initialize. So, I mean, the way that you deal with that wolf pack on this map, in my mind, is that you either say, number one, we're just going to invest enough firepower to crush your wolf pack on Kappa. That means you cannot fork us. You can try to push up Epsilon if you want with your assaults, but you cannot get that pincer that is so deadly on this map. The other option is that they can see, oh, hey, JGX has pushed out here with their lights. they're overextending, and then use that opportunity to be aggressive on the assaults, or even just initially
I mean,
make that aggression on the Epsilon side if they think they can call out mechs over there.
JGX going to Theta. I'll tell you right now. That's exactly where
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
that's where they're headed. They're not going anywhere other than Theta. Maybe something to Kappa, but it'll be Theta.
Yeah. So, and I tend to agree. I mean, it's crucial for them, right? With the strategy that I just laid out, they need that 3 cap,
Yeah.
more or less, and I think it's going to be
Kappa's a
something like
weird
that.
place now. Like it's I wouldn't say it's no man's land, but it's a bit
It
odd.
kind of is.
It kind of is, but FC at the same time. I mean, FC's
It's
just too
like
easy to deny from both
what's
sides
that place
too.
called? The Wilderness in RuneScape, dude. You just can't trust anybody over there. Like, as soon as you go over there, you have no idea what's about to jump you.
Well, yeah, I mean, FC, sometimes you can. I've seen a few teams actually over the years sneak FC. And that like while the battle's going on, just little secret operative, just ducks onto FC, and that actually can cause some problems too. Mid game with some cap counting, but again, you don't see FC
Yeah.
too early in the match, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if one of these teams, and this is the interesting thing about Canyon, is you so rarely see it go to a cap game because it's so small. Like even if both teams take a cap control standoff position, there's gonna be a lot of fighting over Theta, but you're just dealing so much damage because the range is short that eventually some team's gonna say, "Hey, the other team is like beat to crap. Let's go get them."
Mm.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see how this goes. These teams have obviously skirmished in the past, and being, I would say, some of the kings of the OC region. They're no strangers to each other. So I think in this case, you're definitely going to see more inclination of what the other team's going to bring. I don't think there's going to be any of this like mech out of position because they got surprised. You know, versus
There's not
Polar,
going to
which
be
just
a.
seemed a little weird.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see an odd polar game where people are going to be like, "Oh, hang on a minute." Especially with the more rangy sort of play, right? Like
Yeah.
just about keeping track of where and who and what, and more than anything else.
So
hurry up, 1 minute.
yeah, and where are they? JGX has to lock first, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, all
So we'll
games are
see.
North American. Just checking everything. Good.
I mean, it's so hard to predict what these teams are doing too. Even if I look at these spawns, that bunch they are. I mean, we saw this back when the spawns were separated, that people would spawn their mechs backwards or something just to throw people off and then just run across the map. And at this point, you spawn BC on team one and or team two, you could just turn around and it takes like 2 seconds to just go the other way. So I'm not sure how much intel we're gonna get. GGX is very light right now, though. That is interesting. I don't know if somebody's gonna swap up to take that tonnage.
Well, they're taking
But,
their full 5 minutes to time.
Okay, they go up to 475. That's more reasonable.
Oh, why they need to take 5 minutes? Oh, Jesus Christ. Right.
Yeah, honestly, right?
No, 228. I don't know why you take all 5 minutes all the time too.
Yeah. Oh, we always would because we sit there and debate on the map strat back and forth.
That's
for
what
like
I mean.
4 minutes.
Man, really, at this point, you're debating the map strat. You got bigger issues to
What's
deal
happened
with.
the last 2 years has been we show up and we're like, oh, that guy was supposed to play that one mech, doesn't have it. Rebuild this thing in like 2 minutes to some guy on the team. So,
yeah.
but both these teams, they standard players. I mean, I don't think they've had many roster shuffles. Some of the teams like KDCM, which I didn't really mention, have definitely like rotated out about half the roster or something. But this is the players we know and love.
That's
from
true.
both teams.
Yeah, pretty set. Been around for a while. Know what's going on.
Yep. All right.
Now
Wild One's taking a minute. They are missing
a player still.
somebody.
Yeah, so someone's off doing some mech lab or something.
Desire Death. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
So, okay. So they're swapping a player. So
they got a few guys on the list. So
yeah, I mean, hey, you got a 12-man roster. You want to give people seat time?
may as well use them. If you got something specific you want to be doing or whatever.
So the Alpha Bravo from GGX. I mean, like I said, very possible they just don't care.
Oh, 228 is going to bring an extra player, but they're like, nah, bugger this. We're not going to swap them. We're going to bring more of them.
Trying to sneak him in there for a 9th player.
That's true. Like, oh no, we haven't got a 9th player here. What are you talking about?
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, let's see here. Looking at those spawns, though, from what I can tell, I mean, Kraz, Navid, Dario, those are all light players. Gogil, I think, as well. And Pasha, Lermgod, Data, those are all the assault players. And Nate, I usually think plays that Veagle slot or maybe like a summoner. So just from those spawns, like I just, said that they could shift it up, but to me, it looks very similar to what I was just saying. I think they'll spread out like.
Yep.
And 228 setting up Charlie Bravo again. So undeterred from what was happening last time.
Locked, hold locks. Right, okay, underway. Let's just get into it then. No mucking around.
Yeah. I mean, both it's what late night for all those EU guys on the GGX side. I'm sure they want things to go as quickly as possible.
Mate, the
Although,
sun's
time they're
only
taking
just
a ready
coming up
up.
over the back of my bloody fence at the moment.
Yeah, you're
it's
just like-
still early. It's only just about 9 o'clock here. Feels like I better wait for 6 hours. Oh wait, I basically have.
All right, so over on the 228 side, they have same Timberwolf with the 4 LPLs as last time. Stalker with
Night
Oh,
Star
Sucker 5S
alert!
now?
Night Star alert! I can't
Yeah,
check
there's
what
some
it is yet
shifts
because
here
I don't
for
want to break
sure.
the buttons and the lobbies.
Yep,
But
I'm waiting.
What
I'll
is
do the
this?
228 side row here. Looks like mislinks with the same SPL and MGs. It's a light peep light Goss ERPPC Night Star.
Ivy
That ever since
large,
the quirk buffs.
large pulse, Timber Wolf,
You're large.
like Gauss, like
I'm
Peeps,
interested.
Night Star.
Does the Stalker 5S only have 5 hardpoints for large? I thought I had 6.
It does have
It's crazy
6,
they only
but you can also put a doodle in the arms
Alright.
too. Rocket, I think.
Looks like it's a high mount roughneck, so that's 4 large lasers probably in the high mounts there, and then 3 mediums. Or sorry,
Let's check what we've
Yeah,
got
3
back
mediums
here in the
supplement.
assaults. We've got Gaussier large on the mall, MX90, Ultra 2s, Banshee, just light peeps and AC2. That's Dario and a Fleas. That'll be a little closely brawly business.
Yeah, the Banshee here is
Phoenix Hawk,
quad
medium
AC2,
pulse,
3 light
Lana
PPCs,
standard,
and an AMS.
Small, whatever. Is an AMS too. AMS. Oh, okay.
Oh, they've got Pasha in the Vapor Eagle. Okay.
Oh, they've all got AMS.
So Nate's,
Some of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Some of them. Okay, that's interesting.
that's interesting. I wonder if they thought 228 was gonna take Lerms, because
I don't know.
otherwise I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess it's a small tonnage investment for the safety, and Canyon is a vulnerable map to Lerms. So interesting. JGX not sending anything for Kappa right
Yeah,
now.
see,
So
most
228's
of
gonna
the
get
mechs,
the free
half the
cap,
mechs here from JGX actually have AMS on them.
and somehow the Firestarter from 228 I think was able to sliver this middle cap, and is just now trying to play cover. But he is a little beat up for his cap there.
Yeah, we do have the 228 who did snag that ever so. I mean, and when I say ever so slight pick
Yeah.
here on Theta. Now here has taken a lot of damage. What was that? This crazy head.
CT and
nearly
head,
to the
yeah.
Torso, no torso on the Phoenix Hawk. Sorry, Phoenix Hawk.
Okay, so
Phoenix
yeah,
Hawk.
here comes the Wolfpack shifting over to the left here for JGX. They want to start something, but 228. If
Dario's
they
trying to
roll
finish,
this
trying
right,
to take
they might be able to get
Ipsy.
a pick here. If they get Gogil here, if they dive on Gogil, they could definitely get a kill here. Oh, this is
Yep.
really dangerous for JGX. There's 4 mechs here for 228. They do have Pasha covering in the Veagle, but he does not have the DPS these other mechs have. This is just going to come down to a clean light fight, and that's going to basically decide the game.
Back on here, there, really
Looks like-
open. Didn't quite finish. It's a little bit, actually, a bit of a range thing there. What's causing it? But 228
Yes.
with 4 mechs, they don't want to dive here though. They do not want to go in too far because it's
They
going to
need
be
to be
problems,
very
right?
careful. Oh, they finally got the leg on Gogil. Terminator going to finish him
Gogil
up.
dead, down.
Now looking
They're
for
chasing
Naveed
down
and
the
Phoenix
vid.
Hawk.
They're chasing the vid here very
JGX
quickly.
has rotated. I think they
The
just
vid's
need to
really
bail at
lagged.
this point. They need to stop
Really open on the
bleeding,
legs here in the vid. Oh,
They need to leave. 228 needs to run.
yeah, 228. Terminator getting pegged there by Data in the end. Again, overextending. They're just 228 seeing
but
red.
The
and
rest
they're-
of 228's heavies and assaults are pushing up on this other side, though. They've got Dario pinned here in the corner,
Oh,
and JGX is not watching this
Data
corner.
just got halved immediately. Just completely unaware of 228 coming around the back there. It doesn't look like Dario noticed it or something. Kraz finishes off Thermo. Drax kills here over here. Oh dear, this is a scrappy fight. Data getting just instantly halved though, and CT'd, completely taken out there.
Yeah, but
Oh, this is very scrappy.
Stony needs to get across the map, and then Night Gear.
Drax is just trying to live at the moment here. And they're taking a lot of time to kill Drax, actually. 3 mechs are
They
taking
managed
a
to pick
considerable amount of time to do this.
So there's
although-
what, 3 left for 228 at the moment?
I got Dario left here in the flea. Rhodey's open on the CT, which is a little bit of a problem. That's not what you want. Stone Falcon's still a while away. Oh dear.
It
It's
looks
just
like it's going to end
Stoney
up swinging
and Brian Ferry
to
left here.
JGX's favor.
It will, yeah, in the end, yep.
That was very oof. That scrap on Radio Tower absolutely decided some of the match there. I
Yep.
think also when they came around that corner, I looked at
Brian
Data's
Ferry
cockpit
goes
after he
down.
was halved. He was orange in the back. I mean, if they had focused that shot into CT instead of his back and just instantly killed him,
Yep.
that could have been. And I think that was probably a really tight, like oblique angle. So they're aiming for CT and just ended up scraping back. I mean, you got a lot of ping differences here too, right?
Mhm.
Talking EU to OC.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I just feel like if
probably played a
you
bit of
can
a
see where
factor,
the
but
228 mechs died over here, right? Like just overextending a
yeah,
little bit, and then
yes,
Turman just getting pinned there again, just overextending down into the ditch, and then couldn't quite get back up, jump jet back up over this little ridge here, and they should have just backed out after getting Gogul and
oh
nearly
yeah.
getting Navid. If they backed out, that would have been a very different game. I feel very different.
It was a couple of things there. I mean, that they pounced at the absolutely right time. That was a great
Yep, good move.
movement by 228 immediately. Very basically caught JGX with their pants down there.
Yep.
But the first problem was, yeah, they charged over. But the second problem was, I think Kraz and the Black Lantern was wide. And of the mechs that they had, they had the Phoenix Hawk, the Firestarter, and the Black Lantern. The Black Lantern is not the mech you want to not be shooting if you're just running. Like, they were on
Yeah.
that 6 MPL Phoenix Hawk, and I'm sure at the end here, Kraz is going to have huge numbers because they just let him farm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, 463 in something that's just fighting lights is crazy.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, because
yeah, I think that was the other thing.
he shot the Here's mech in the back, but just the range was a little bit too far away. Otherwise, here would have been picked instantly.
Yep.
At that point, like it
Yeah.
was orange structure from the rear. I think after that one shot from Kraz, but it just wasn't quite enough to really nail it. So I think that was just again just
Yeah.
out of optimal range a little bit there. Otherwise, that would have been real bad for 228, like even worse at that point. But
And
uh,
I think the
JJX
mech
managed to
choice
pull
is
back.
also causing some problems here. You look at Pasha, Lermgod, Nate, even Data with 353, all did like tons of damage
Yep.
there. And then you look at some of the traders in 228, not able to put out much. Like Jay only 270 in the Stalker, 240 in the
Although
Timberwolf, the
to be fair,
LPLs.
they did take out Data instantly. Like it was
Yes.
I mean, the
Yeah.
torso and then straight through the CT. I mean, not much damage to go
Mhm.
around if you're that accurate,
But
sort of thing.
I
So,
think the problem is just, they when their assaults pushed up, yeah, they picked Data, that was great. But then you just saw them all fall over very quickly.
mm,
Like Jay got picked off in the back. They were able to take out Rhodes pretty quickly in the Timby. And, JGX just had a fresh Mauler and a
yeah.
Maul that was still hurt, but it was okay.
Mhm.
So,
I think if the lights had have backed out, it would have allowed the assaults at least enough
oh,
time to get that pick on Data probably, and then they all both could have pulled back by that point. No needed to keep going.
yeah.
And then
I
Dario
mean,
was
heck,
probably causing. I didn't get a chance to see, but probably causing some problems in the back too.
I would go so far as to say, like, that match was hugely, like, if 228 had turned around there when they had Naveed's leg shredded
Strats
and
up,
had
by the
gotten
way.
the pick on Gogil, they could have, then I guess I can just,
Yeah, you
draw
can just
what I was
draw it.
illustrating.
Yeah. That's
So
it.
yeah, I mean, I can draw initial setups, but it really didn't matter too much because what ended up happening was just this kerfuffle that we saw here with 228's lights swinging in to pincer
Mm,
that JGX set. I think it's Stone Falcon and the Night Star somewhere over here, while the other three heavies pushed up this way. I guess Dario was stuck behind his rock and eventually came. But
yeah.
yeah, right here, like right when they got up there,
Yeah, that
because
was it.
we
That was the
saw.
line. That's the line in the map where you should have known. Hey, we had
Yep.
boys, we're out, but no, a little bit too much.
'Cause that was the point when JGX's assaults could then cover, and at that point, yeah, just do peace out. You've won enough of the fight right there. But I also understand the sentiment of people not following through. I mean, we were pointing that out way back in the Casey and Polar, where I was like, you're bleeding health, but you're not getting anything. But I
Yeah,
think in this case, because they definitely converted some like health on that push, they could have just backed off. And then what's JGX gonna do? Like they can't push Kappa because they don't have the light health for it, and
yeah,
Theta is going to be impossible for them to get. So they would have had to shove Epsilon and just hope for it with their assaults. And granted, they might have still been able to win it because it looked like they were doing very well in trades, but that was definitely the point when things went dark for 228.
yeah. The little there, the green line
Unfortunately.
is the line of, well, maybe not a green line. Should make it a black line or something. But yeah, that was That was the time of death right there.
That was where it was. Here I can draw a little bit. It was this side was smiley face, and this side here was
Not so
frowny
smiley.
face.
That is, yeah, that basically
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
So
you go too far, not happy. Oh,
I
we're
mean,
over
but
to Tourmaline if you want to draw that one up.
yeah, man,
This
but
should be
that
pretty easy.
was a exciting matchup considering you got JGX coming in here being the hard favorites. That was definitely winnable
Yep.
for Wild Ones there in the middle.
Yep, I think so.
So we'll see if
Yep.
they can convert something here. Because again, that map turned around on a cap flank, and like I was saying earlier, that's gonna be where it gets turned around for Tourmaline. So we got what GGX and Team One again.
Yep.
This I feel like is gonna be a lot more of an uphill battle for 228 though, because on Tourmaline you cannot get away from having to trade, and we know that's where JGX is at their most dangerous. So I'm expecting
Yeah, you're gonna have a couple
almost
of turrets
undoubtedly
just sitting there,
stuff
just
sitting up
pivoting
there
in
in the
Echo
Echo 4.
4. Yeah, just
Excessively thick line. Hold on. Up there. I would also expect to see either something sitting by the Golf 4 star or Crystal, or maybe moving up to Delta 5 stage. I don't know why I said Golf.
Delta 5 isn't too bad. Delta 4, Delta 5, it depends on what you're doing and how what your enemies are sort of doing.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen other guys doing that. Two other teams sort of. D5 isn't. I mean, generally not the best place, but just now with the difference in spawns, it's actually not the worst either.
Yeah, I guess I should probably bring this more up to a circle. I think we're going to see that
Somewhere in there,
initial
yeah.
movement like that.
Somewhere, yeah.
But then that mech's going to say, once theta's clear, they're either going to go that way or they're going to come up here.
Yep. Yeah, either come
So
left or
something
right.
like that.
And you can traverse
I
that
don't.
little crevice in Echo 4 pretty safely too. It's actually quite low. You don't really get hit from it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and especially with the spawn shifted, you probably won't have to worry about flank shots when you're moving up to Echo 4 as much. So those crystals will guard you from stuff coming from like the Golf 6, Fox 6
Yep.
direction. But what I don't know is how 228 will answer that aggression. I mean, we've talked about this a bit even in our own strat. Wow. 228 taking the initiative to just ready up straight away in Alpha Bravo. What I was going to say was, we saw, was this in the KDCM 5JD match where 5JD was able to get Theta, and I think from Team 2 that is not something you can rely on. I think JGX is definitely going to send a heavy pack here and ensure that they get that Theta cap because they know it's so crucial to their strategy, and they're going to take Epsilon. And then the question becomes which one of these side points they take.
Which side is it? Do you get a lucky business or not lucky business? And we'll find out pretty quickly because they're ready to go. So that's good.
I see. Whoever that was saying alarms go whoosh in the chat. I wouldn't be that surprised if the reason JGX took AMS again. I haven't been playing against Wild Ones in the queue. I wonder if they were taking LRMs on some of their drops, and JGX had played against them enough because of their time zone overlap.
Perhaps,
to expect that it was a risk.
Mate, anything is possible because they definitely would have overlapped those two. I would think at some points.
It looks like 228 Wild Ones here are more than content to stick with like the same old decks. They've got the same Firestarter with SPLs, the same Mistlinks with SPLMG, same old Phoenix Hawk with I think SPLs as well, and Black Lantern. And their heavy end is let me see if this Warhammer's changed at all. Okay, so Laser Bomb Warhammer with largest and ER mediums.
I'm not touching anything yet.
Largest
map.
ER mediums on the. Oh no, that's wrong. LPLs on the Timby again with the ECM, and then you got the Death Strike with I believe Gauss, Laser Bomb, and the Stalker of JZ.
Yeah, they're going pretty much straight to Theta for JGX, as you'd expect.
Yeah, Black Lantern. I want to say it's SPL Firestarter. It's SPLs. Phoenix Hawk, SPLs. Hunchback 2CA with mass SPLs and 2 ERPPCs. Yep. Okay. Stalker for JGX is 6 ER large.
It's going more mid-rangey here, 228. Okay.
Yeah, and a Warhawk for JGX and a Banshee.
So the fight is on at Theta. Just the denial versus whatever. It's 2 versus 4, and it's almost 4 versus 4 here. It's just we're all going to play the Let's Deny Theta game.
You're eating a ton of damage there.
Pretty much. That's all it is here. Let's deny the Theta game. And 228 have given up the Theta game by the look of it.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, right? It's just too much coverage from JGX.
Yep. Yeah, you just get too much cover from that D5 where Dargor is and stuff like that. There's just too much cover there.
was just going to comment on what you noted. This mid-rangey push from 228. I'm thinking it looks like Naveed is doing everything he can to scout him out and has seen it. I think they are trying to push up this, what's
Oh,
called
and if they
CSJ
get
hill
over
where
here
Data's standing
before
right now.
Lermgod actually crosses over, Lermgod is just going to
Ooh.
get completely picked
Yeah,
here. And Data too, for that
he's
matter.
sprinting. He is sprinting in that Warhawk.
Oh.
But he might get picked. And
They're going to
JGX
see
is
him
not
straight
really
away.
in a
They're going to see him
position to
straight
dive
away.
with
They're
the
going to be like,
lights.
right, Warhawk on.
Oof. Jay immediately eating damage. JGX does have covering fire. I am not a huge
Yeah,
fan
there
of
we go. That's it. Warhawk legged already straight away.
They need to turn right and
turn
clean
it.
up
Yeah,
these
they
lights
are. Oh wow,
immediately.
this is gonna be a scrappy fight here. So 228 actually rotating a little bit there. JZ kind of rotating out, not too bad. JZ and Turn, you get down Lerm and Bearclaw there. Grolsch finishes off Drax. Oh dear.
Oh, they are prioritizing the Black Lantern this time.
Yep.
I like that a lot
Yep,
better.
Kraz
Jay
goes
is going to go
down.
down almost instantly here.
It's very aggressive from 228 here.
That's an override kill. Here's going to go down.
Gets a kill. Navid gets a kill. Oh, this is a scrappy
Yeah, they need
match.
to start sidelining from those
Dargo
assaults.
goes down. Brody's getting pinned from everywhere.
Oof,
but the thing is, all of they just need to focus on Navid here and Dario for 228 because the JGX assaults are not going to be able to get in position quick enough to actually help. They're going to get caught out here.
Data's able to get around this corner, but yeah, Grolsch is completely useless right now to his team.
Yep, Data's useless as well.
Granted, that Commando
have to do something.
Freaking invulnerable, but
228 has to be fast. If they waste time, they're in trouble. Oh no, Navid's been legged. And now Thermo basically runs away.
Eating damage from Data.
Or are they not? Oh no, they're not going to. They're actually going to.
I think they want to seal the deal here,
yeah,
but this is a rough 3v3. I don't know if they can. I think they needed to pull away here.
Who are they going to finish off? They're going to finish off Grolsch, or they're going to finish off Data. They're not sure.
Yeah,
oh no, there's 228 confusion here. It doesn't look like they're very accurate in the comms.
Oh, Data's one touch. Yeah, he needs to go down.
Data goes down to Brian. Now it's Commando versus. Hang on, no, Grolsch is legged.
Oh
no, Grolsch goes down. It's just Commando left. Oh wow. Oh wow, Commando leg. Oh, Commando's leg. 228 are going to take it. 228, an aggressive push on Tourmaline, pull off the match against JGX. Wow,
that is a round of applause for me. The other incredible thing here, which is unfortunate for JGX, Brian Ferry's head in the Warhammer cherry.
Oh, really?
And he's orange GT. That was absolutely a could have had a kill moment on him.
Wow. one Eric of damage. No.
I mean, 228 got away with it, but that mislinks his open orange leg. That Warhammer, like I said,
I'm just having a look at the
Firestarter is nearly crushed. Wow.
It's actually, you know what? Because JZ came around that corner first, right? He did very well to rotate out, and the rest of the team actually turn in. So JZ sort of went off to the left here, and the rest of the team turned in, and JZ actually kind of got out of range of, I think, Grolsch and maybe Data, I'm not sure, and managed to live just long enough that it might have made the difference there. Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, and look at those numbers. I mean,
lots of damage, but
Data just farming in the Banshee. I mean, he was just standing out in the open, absolutely being unopposed. He had the best position, I think, of all the JGX assault, just being right at the pivot point there and was able to keep shooting the entire time. But other than that, I mean, you know, Grolsch getting some damage out there, Dario and the Death Knell doing a lot, and Naveed being alive. Yeah. But the rest of the necks cleaned up, but even 228 wasn't that much damage.
Very low, actually. I mean, especially when you consider that Draxon here got taken out very, very quickly.
Like,
just taken out.
Yeah. So
wow.
I mean,
that was the game. Map strat that one up. I'm gonna get the lobby ready. That was woof.
Yeah. Oh man.
As soon as I saw Wormgod coming over, I'm thinking, oh no, they're coming for him.
Yeah, that was he almost made it.
Almost,
almost made it.
Needed another 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, I reckon, to really get away from it.
Even 5 seconds, he could have been just over the hill, and it would have been way more painful for 228. But
true.
Yeah, okay, so JGX opting 3 assaults up here in Echo 4, and then a 4-man pack. Is it a 5-man pack?
5. I think it was 5.
I think it was 5, yeah.
It was 5, yeah.
No, because they had the hunchback. Yeah, that's right. And he actually did go where I said until the 5.
Yeah, he did. He went exactly there. Yep.
For the 4-man balling up on Theta, and meanwhile, 228's 4-man sitting out here definitely lost the initial trades, but is really, I would say, creative push up here with the heavies to, I guess, just be really aggressive on Echo 4, which is, it's a good call-out play. I mean, you can get in range by doing that and staying more or less unscouted. Granted, Naveed had a sight on them I want to say around here. Jay got a shot on him, and Naveed knew the push was coming.
Yeah, Navid was on the
And
run. He knew that you could see he sort of turned
for
around and ran,
reasons
and yeah,
unbeknownst to me, Lermgod decided he was just gonna run a marathon in the middle of the match and go jogging across Fox 4. And I guess that's because JGX saw the push coming, and I think what their plan was to get this sort of concave on that, and 228 was going to show up here, and they nearly got it. I mean, 228 was able to push around that corner just in time and get in here and ice
Flame God.
uh,
Yep.
Lermgod and the Warhawk,
Yeah, you could
and
tell
then they
they
were
were
able to
gonna
immediately
Lermgod
focus
just, you
on
know, you're
Kraz
already
here.
on, keep going. We should be able to get a concave here, but I still think it was a good 10 seconds away at least.
Hmm.
But you had to get Grolsch a little bit further up too, and he was nowhere near. I mean, he was getting shots, but not again, Data was in the prime spot in that Echo 4
Yeah,
on the
I think
right
that
side
that
here. He was
they're
in the right spot, but Grolsch it took a little while to get around, just to get that angle and shit.
and I wonder with how fast he went down too, considering he wasn't shot at too much. If he was running lower leg armor, or if maybe the heavies and assaults were picking on him while they closed in. But yeah, I
Not
feel
sure.
like for Lermgod, once they saw that coming, there's with that little rock out here in Fox 4, I think, somewhere around that orange, where we saw some of the mech scrapping at the end. I think that was his best bet. Just hole up behind that, try to cover your legs a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but it
Because
was
Jay
bloody
actually
back and
came over
forth.
here, right? Ate like 30, 40% and kept going. But the
Oh
rest
yeah,
of the 228s went this way. I'm saying that's a pretty nice play there. Two of them went left and
oh
everyone else
yeah,
went right. Very nice. And got out of the line
yeah,
of Grolsch. Maybe not Data. I think Data was probably wailing on Jay-Z a bit, but
yeah. He was.
just enough. Just getting out of enough fire to keep him alive was enough to matter in the end.
Hmm. I think there was some
Crazy there.
micro spacing issues once I got down to the end on that corner of just cutting the pie for some of the mechs. But I mean, overall, very well focused by 228. I mean, they picked out the exact targets they needed to. Very
Yep.
good split of their team
Like you said, Black
and a
Lana
good
that time
call out
around
play.
rather than letting it sit there and just clean up
Yeah,
everything. And
right.
yep,
They figured
yep,
that one out.
Black Lana, danger, danger, danger.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, I think the biggest mistake here was that very aggressive Warhawk play. I mean, that was before they had scouted the mechs from 228th, and I think had that not happened, there would have been obviously no reason for JGX's lights to push in there because they wouldn't have been losing anything, and it would have been a very tough push for 228th coming through that open ground up the hill.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
if even Lermgol wasn't any further forward than Echo 4, that would have been 228 dead. Like who Jay-Z would have
hmm
come around and would have been deleted in one go.
yes.
Like,
So
just
I
completely obliterated.
I think if I'm sitting in JGX's cockpit, they're gonna look at that and say, we got to cool it, right? Like, don't go for those aggressive plays. They had control. They did not need to push.
Mm.
They just need to, kind of rest
Yep.
for a moment.
And I mean, at
So
that point, 228 would have been able to do. In Fox
yeah,
5,
oh
it's
yeah,
900 meters plus. Nothing was happening. They'll get,
nope,
that's your play foiled, right? That's almost your game
yeah,
done at the start of the strat. So yeah.
yeah. And I wonder if I even saw that stalker for JGX still investing in 2 AMS. That's heat
Hmm.
sinks you're missing. That's armor you're missing. That's something that you're dropping
You're
there.
giving up something
I
for that.
don't
Yeah.
know if they're going to keep going with that, given that 228 hasn't brought a single missile to either of those rounds. But maybe we'll see the bamboozle here on mining, and they'll suddenly just table flip,
No,
call
now we're going to
out.
see all Lerm deck, right?
Yeah.
No AMS, all of the Lerms, right?
Yep. So that would be hilarious. But no, I think they've been so adamant on running the same like 8 mechs that probably not going to be seeing too much of a shuffle from 228 here. Now, I don't think, or at least I'm not sure, that they're going to be taking what they took against Esterat. I feel like that's a very gambly deck, considering how close that match was.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it again if I was 228. I'd be thinking, hey, look, that was a little bit too close for comfort. We might want to revisit this one.
Yeah, and it looks like already, unless they do some changes here, they've got Stone Falcon and Potato Farmer sitting up in the Bravo spawn with 4 mechs locked up in the Charlie lands, and that looks like it's their whole light pack locked up in Charlie. So I think we've got Jay in the Alpha spawn. I think we're going to see an early light rush to take the Theta cap,
Is
and then you're
map
going to
strat
see.
updated? No.
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking in the game.
Oh no, map strat updated.
I
Come
should
on,
be.
what else? Thinking, hang on,
Yeah,
where are the
sorry.
arrows?
I'm sloppy. I wasn't drawing. This is just me. So they
Oh
got
my
4
god,
here.
dude.
I'm guessing there's gonna be two. Wait, 228 missing. Okay, sorry, they have two in Bravo. I'm thinking it's gonna be two in the bottom spawn. JGX is locked in with
Yep.
looks like 3 Alpha, 3 Bravo, 2 Charlie. So this is a interesting split from JGX. I mean, looking at the pilots that are sitting in Alpha, that's a mixture of guys. I think you're probably seeing some of these mechs that are going to hop up onto the buildings, and then something going Gamma, and same thing from the top. Pretty standard setup. From 228th, I think this whole 4-pack is lights coming for Theta. You're going to see something grabbing. Okay, they stick the other mech. So 3 in Bravo. Okay, that's interesting though. So
Yeah,
that
actually,
means
it is.
there's only one down there in the bottom spawn. So you're going to get Sigma, sure, but you don't have really anything getting Epsilon here from Alpha Spawn for 228. So,
Well, we'll find out how they're about to play it because they're ready to go. And, well, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We shall see what happens, man.
That's why I coined phrase.
After that last game, who knows, man?
Yeah, that was wild. I was completely not expecting that strategy from 228, and I was even more surprised that they were able to execute it so effectively.
It's a
Very nice.
one-hit wonder, right? It either works or it just does not work. There is no. I don't think there's a. I feel like there's no middle ground on that strat at all. There's just nothing. Like get one or the other.
Okay, so 228 swapping up their mechs a little bit here. I'll check those once we're in. I see an Executioner and a Night Gear, which are new additions to their side.
Gonna wait for everyone to rock in, and then I can have a bit of a.
So Road's still in the same LPL Timberwolf. I was thinking Thunder. Gauss ER Large Night Gear. That's the one with the set of 8 on the Night Gear C. 4 ER Large Gauss. Coming up, Potato Farmer. Stony in the same Laser Vom Gauss Death Strike, and then the Executioner for J is Triple Peep SPLs.
Triple Peep SPLs. Oh, yep.
So,
Food are really loving this 4 large pulse Timmy, eh?
Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly.
I can't say I've really seen it at all in the queue, to be honest.
Oh. Meanwhile, on the JGX side, yeah, looks like what, PPC, Micros, XE, and then PPC SPL Hunchback, so you can scrap with the lights a little bit. 228 the early Theta Cap.
Direwolf Garcia Large. I was like, what?
Oof.
Very big ball.
Some hits on Naveed there across the top, as looks like he and Bear Claw are trying to deny across the top there.
Okay, so we got Kraz working the pack here. We got
wow.
Sorry, Exie with Peeps. Yeah, I see now. Yep.
So 228 going for the full cap on Theta, saying we don't want to have to worry about this ever again.
Yep.
And I guess they're going to go spread to the 4 wins now and grab Sig Eps because they need to.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Theta fight's done, right? Now they can kind of, I guess, spread out a little bit.
Okay, and Jay was pulled off early. They're rotating topside of the map very quickly for 228, but their lights aren't. I'm not sure why they're sitting here. They're going to get smacked by Dark Aura and Pasha pretty quickly if they don't start running. I mean, Jay is left.
And they're going to get sandwiched on the other side by Data when they eventually peek out, as Thermo nearly did then. He did kind of just skipped the burn a little bit, but yeah. They are not giving up Theta.
Very concerned here. JGX's 2 guys that are down here at the bottom of the map could easily wrap around to the right and just have sidelines on these lights. I don't know why 228's lights are sitting up top. They don't need to.
He has already eaten a lot of damage again, same as the other game. Taking a lot of damage early.
Nice shots across the map there to hit him from Dargor and Pasha. Okay, and looks like JGX's lights have seen this push, moved to cover and shield well ahead of time. So 228 not going to find anything, but may want to push here just because they have the numbers.
They wanted to, but they've stopped.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can. That JGX has very tight sightlines on there.
Stoney can't really trade from down here
everybody likes to play
against the other guys. And Potato Farmer here is not open yet, but starting to bleed some armor. I don't think the 228 guys have enough range to actually trade against all of this.
It's very much still a horizontal split on this map. I mean, despite all the movement, it's still kind of like initial positions. I think 228 can just grab Epsilon and try to sit tight for a bit is their best play. And
just keep on Theta, but they're going to lose Theta now unless they've got more guys looking. I mean, Stoney is looking, Stonefalker's looking there, but they're not winning the trades there with the mediums, right? You got to be careful.
I'm frankly surprised JGX didn't just go for Theta there. I feel like that was a bit of a missed opportunity.
Jay's just dropped 20% in a reasonably quick fashion.
228 is peeking on this flank. They need to be sitting tight. Do not push that issue. You are going to get creamed.
Yeah, no, they're going a little bit too far on this edge too. Like you said,
they just need Pasha here.
They just need to get the caps and back off. Oh, and Kraz went a little bit too far forward there.
They're taking the fight.
Oh no, they're going to go.
Looks like the 4-man's taking the fight.
228 are actually going to go for this, and they're outnumbered.
Bloodbath.
This is death.
Yeah, that is absolutely a bloodbath.
Yep. 228.
Just none of the
Bad
heavies
decision.
for 228 are in position.
No bigs from 228 can do anything. Completely out of position here. This is, considering what happened last game, this is just complete contrast. Just completely
Yeah,
opposite. Just disorganization.
it's itchy trigger finger.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Feels like the first game.
I mean, they were,
See blood, go for blood, and then, oh, we're dead. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
3
hey,
mechs,
I've
4
been
mechs
there and
down
made
now.
that push.
Bang,
but
bang, bang, bang. 228 have map
yeah,
control. I don't know what's happening.
yeah, and caps. And there goes Potato Farmer down the night gear. Although I'm looking around at the mechs, I mean, the night gear just dropped very quickly for 228. I see the executioner for JZ here, not very healthy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
he
to
had a lot of
specify it's
damage
JZ
earlier on,
'cause
just
both the
crossing all the
Js
way
play
back
it.
around. So, yeah.
And then Rhodes and that Timberwolf,
And Lundgod's nearly got a torso open there, but yeah, I feel like, man, all they need to do is hit Epsy, just make sure Theta was being denied, and that was just sit tight for a minute.
yeah,
Tick up another 150 tickets, and job's
and
100
there you go,
tickets.
8-0,
Yeah,
which is
that's
rough to see after
brutal.
how close it could have been. But yeah, I mean, look at GGX damage percentages.
Very fresh.
I'm still baffled that Timberwolf, I feel like, was such a bad pick for what they were trying to do. And even the gear was okay, but definitely not winning trades. And maybe that's why they felt they had to turn up the pressure, is because of
Yeah, Nike's not
losing
winning
trades
trades
with some of
against
those
two
mechs.
guys with double your firepower, right? Like, you can't
Yep.
trade two into one.
And
They're going to
and that Death Strike is 2 ERME, 2 large, and 2 Gauss,
Yep.
which is not
You're not returning
going to
enough
compete
fire
with the,
either.
I think,
Oh,
4
wow.
large that they have on
Jesus.
JGX. So yeah,
This is looking a lot different than last game. Oh, dear.
Yeah,
4-2-2-8.
definitely sad to see it pan out like that. But I mean, you know, when those lights pushed, it was a nail in the coffin. And I think, again, 228 had done a great job of taking the caps early. I mean, JGX definitely missing some opportunities they had that 228 left open to take caps back and have turned it into more of a 2 to 3 cap, but
Similar to
they
Canyon
really
as
just fell on
well,
their own
right?
sword.
Like, it managed to get the cap early and then just get over aggressive with it rather than just say, hey, we have the cap control. Therefore, we have the map control as well, because they have to come to us at some point, or they have to do something to make a play. Let's just wait. So same thing as Canyon. Got over aggressive on it. Over aggressive with control. I don't know. I would wait a minute. Literally, you would wait a minute at least and just let some tickets accrue first, right?
Yeah. So
all right,
I
map
guess
chat
that's
coming up. If you want to do a little drawing,
yeah,
up
I'll
this
give us our final drawing for the set here.
Yeah, not too much to draw there.
No, so 228
A lot of backward
had a
forward.
setup.
A lot of backward forward.
Yeah, something like this with their assaults, and then 4-man rush and Theta that then camped out behind the buildings. And meanwhile, from JGX, you saw a couple mechs push up lights, basically just covering Theta and threatening. I guess actually it was something more like this up in their barrels area.
Yeah, there's a
And
couple up there, right on top.
mechs pushed up here with their other 2 lights camping down below. And a very early Jay said, nope. He
He's out of there. I
across
can't do that. Yep.
He's like, nope. Which I think was fair. I mean, down that line, he was just going to be out traded by another executioner and a hunchback. But once they did that, I really thought that was going to be like JGX's turning point, where they were going to take Gamma Eps and Kappa, but instead they opted to move their lights up to screen for the top, because 228 immediately pulled their lights off and were threatening, which I think was maybe unnecessary. Because if 228 did try to run out there, their assaults were so far behind that GGX had plenty of time. I mean, their assaults were sitting in the very deep back. But it was a good preemptive play. I mean, they immediately shut down that push from 228 up there on the top. And then it was when it got weird, because 228 moved all their lights back down to the bottom of the map. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they were picking up Epsilon. I would say they should have gotten earlier, but whatever, they were doing it. They had Sigma. And they had Theta, and that would have
free
that
cap,
was a perfectly
literal
fine
free cap, exactly what you
None
want.
of their
right?
assaults being pressured, and you had JGX sitting more or less just like on their hands around here, other than the 2 guys trading up here, and then they just got antsy, I guess.
And they literally had 5 guys. So JGX here had five guys here. 228 had 4, and they're all lights, no big tonnage boys either. And then around they went, and oh no, train wreck.
Because they had a huge despair. I mean, their assaults were very deep. And heavies for 228. I mean, they were absolutely in no way to support anything on that side of the map.
A minute away from the fight at least, right? There's no way they could have done anything should they wanted to.
Yeah, it was weird because 228 really like they put JGX in a bad position. They had good initial movement, good initial reactions, other than the lights chilling on Theta, which I think was just too much free damage. But like JGX dropped the ball to grab Epsilon when it was free. They dropped the ball to grab Theta when it was free when the lights were just moving.
Yep.
And then 228 just kind of tripped and fell right in front of their whole lower guys in Echo 4. So yeah, I don't know. I'm more just. It would have been a close match if that had not played out that way. I think with 228 definitely losing some of the trades, eventually JGX would have had the confidence and health to push up and would have probably, or not probably, but at least potentially clinched it there. But it could have been so much closer for 228. I think the 8-0 there
They could
really
have
just
forced
belies the fact it was just one
something at
mistake.
some point, like
Yeah.
JGX were definitely winning trades, but them having to make a play for caps, that's when you can potentially twist it around back in your
Yes.
favor.
100%.
They just did not allow that to happen. Like
Yeah.
just going deep, going sense and blood, smelling blood in the water. It's like, hey, we got him here. And then, oh shit, they're all there. Oh, we're dead.
Yep. So
Yep.
disappointing how that panned out. Especially to see it one of those things where you can, as soon as you saw those lights go around the corner, we were both just like, oh no.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh
Oh
no.
dear, bad is coming.
Yeah. But I mean still, 228 coming up in this matchup as one of the lower seeds in the bracket. I mean, who they play before that?
228.
Ch- yeah, they played
That's right.
Skyrange. So I guess those are both. That was one of the tighter matchups, I think, actually, as far as bracket seeding. But definitely a seeding gap between them and JGX, and they still definitely bloody JGX's nose
Definitely.
on those earlier drops. I mean, took the second one off them, which again, like we said, not that common of an occurrence. JGX dropped one match in the queue, and they dropped a second one here to Wild Ones. So good on them. Shame
Yep,
they
I
couldn't
think it was
convert on the
well
last
done.
one.
Absolutely. Good performance from JGX. Good performance from 228 tonight
Oh yeah.
in all of their matches. And well, that brings us to the end of the cast for today. There are more matches coming in, I think, three hours,
Just under 2.5 hours, I
2.5,
believe it's here. I can look at the bracket. So
something
we have
like that.
Clan Crossfire versus DPS. That's happening at 9 p.m. Eastern, or was that 1 UTC? I think
Something like that. Yep.
100 UTC. So yeah, that one will be happening in 2.5 hours, and then my match for loot will be versus the winner of that one in heavy quotes 45 minutes
Yeah,
later.
45 minutes. I think that one will actually go to a three matcher, so I don't think that is going to be 45 minutes, to be terribly honest.
Yeah. So both those matches hopefully pretty exciting.
We'll wait
So
and see.
some later, but for us, that's all we got here.
Yep, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. One last thanks for joining me, mate, this morning, or actually this evening for you, or this afternoon,
Yeah.
or whatever the bloody hell it is. And I'll see everybody again next week for the next batch of casts, whatever they are. I have no idea. I'll have to look, and I'll fix up some of my graphics because yes, I know they're 2020. I've got them hard coded somewhere, and I just could not work it out at 5 a.m. this morning. But that's okay. We will see you guys all next week. And thank you very much for tuning in. And yes, 2.5 hours.
Yep.
We'll be back. So hit that follow button, get the notifications. See you then, guys.
See you then.